Hi, I'm Ray Kramer with Stellar Solutions, here to demonstrate our products for care and cleaning of your rusting stainless steel. Now, even the best grades of stainless steel with the best passivation treatments can develop rust later on if they are in highly corrosive, high chloride environments like swimming pools, marine areas, or regular cleaning with bleach. Also, floor and tile cleaners that contain muriatic acid, aka hydrochloric acid, when they're used near stainless steel can cause a lot of surface damage. Stainless steels that are in such environments should be monitored and repassivated at the first sign of corrosion in order to keep things looking their best. Regular washdowns with fresh water can also help slow the pace of environmental chloride attack. It's also fairly common for stainless items to collect iron contamination on the surface during the fabrication or while they're sitting around in the fab shop waiting to go out the door. If these aren't passivated to remove that, you'll see rust developing fairly quickly after installation. Also, welds that haven't been passivated do tend to turn up rusting in short order. We have CitriSurf products specifically developed to remove rust as well as passivate. This is CitriSurf 77 Plus, our liquid form, generally applied with a spray bottle. And this is CitriSurf 2310. This is a more thicker version. It's better able to cling to vertical surfaces during the treatment. It can be brushed on, rolled on, or sprayed. Depending on the size and geometry of your treatment area. A garden sprayer or a paint sprayer works well for covering very large areas too. If you have lots of little rusty parts and would rather clean them up in a bath, let us know. We have something for that too. Now, these products are meant primarily for stainless steel, but you can use them on most non-ferrous or non-iron alloys as well. They will attack carbon steel and galvanized steel. They'll also attack things like concrete and limestone if they sit on there for too long. Certain lower chromium grades of stainless may experience some light discoloration during treatment, so always test one piece or a small area first to make sure that things are going to come out okay. Safety-wise, it's actually pretty difficult to hurt yourself with these products. They're not going to hurt your skin and they don't give off chemical fumes, but the general safety in working with chemicals is gloves and goggles. A simple dust mask is good to have when you're spraying these products so you don't inhale any of the mist. They won't really hurt you either, it's just a little bit might sting if it goes up your nose. More prolonged inhalation would risk lung irritation, so definitely wear a mask if you're doing a lot of this or you're going to be using it in a poorly ventilated area. After you apply the product, it should sit on the surface for about 20 to 30 minutes at room temperature. If it's colder than that, the reaction slows down, so you need to give it extra time, about doubling the time for every 20 degrees drop below 70 Fahrenheit. If it's warmer than that, especially outside on a sunny day, make sure the CitriSurf stays wet. The reaction stops working if things dry out. Mist slightly with some water if needed to keep things moist. Once sufficient time has passed, rinse the surface off with water using any convenient method, from a power washer or a hose on down to a bucket and sponge or a simple spray bottle. As you rinse the CitriSurf off, it gets diluted down to a level safe for disposal down the drain, or if your side just on the ground is fine, it's not going to hurt the grass. Make sure you rinse enough to completely remove the CitriSurf. If you don't, you'll notice a residue film later on, and it also impedes the formation of the passive chromium oxide layer. If you do end up with a residue though, just rinse it again with plenty of water and maybe a little light scrubbing with a sponge. After rinsing, dry everything off, or just let it air dry for a while. Now, if there's a lot of iron on the surface, sometimes one treatment with the CitriSurf isn't quite enough to get the rust and all of the remaining iron off. You can check this using the copper sulfate test. Put a drop of the test solution on the surface. If you see a copper-colored dot forming within 6 minutes, there's still enough iron there that the rust is going to come back sooner rather than later. If there's no reaction in 6 minutes, that's considered a test pass. If the rust is heavy, give it about 5 minutes or so to soak, and then you can help things out by scrubbing with a non-abrasive and non-iron containing pad to knock off the big chunks of rust. In cases of heavy rust, you also need to watch out for pitting. Pit corrosion creates small pinholes in the surface of the steel that will act as continuous sources of corrosion, even when you've properly cleaned and passivated the surface. This is where the Rust Rescue product comes in. Any pits, pores, cracks, crevices, even a deep-grained surface finish can be areas that are difficult or impossible to reach with the passivation chemicals. The Rust Rescue gets down in there and seals these features off from the air and moisture in the environment. Once you've performed the passivation with the CitriSurf and let the surface dry for at least a few hours, apply the Rust Rescue to the surface using the sprayer, a brush, or a sponge, or other convenient method. Give it a few minutes to seep down into those areas, the pits and everything else, and then wipe the excess off the surface. Here's an example of the extra protection that Rust Rescue can provide in a high chloride corrosive environment. This was cleaned up with the CitriSurf 2310, and then this half treated with the Rust Rescue, and then exposed to a corrosive environment for 6 months. And you can see the difference between the treated and untreated sides there. Now, it's not a coating or a sealer for the entire surface like a lacquer or something like that would be. It's just protecting your surface from the effects of the pitting. We do have two versions of the Rust Rescue. Rust Rescue 200 is the standard version for most applications, but for food contact surfaces we have the Rust Rescue 100, which uses FDA-recognized safe lanolin. Thank you for watching, and feel free to call or email if you have any questions.